等会麻烦你们讲话不要那么大声，OK，就不要就 in case 啊，就不要那边动作。 Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our seminar today. We are also on live right now through LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So my name is Suki, and I'm one of the consultants here at AIMS. I hope today's session will give you more insight on how to migrate to Australia as skilled workers. Before we start, I would like to share a video of our company's journey over the past 16 years. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Throughout this session, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop us a message in the chat box and our consultants will be answering to your questions. And if you wish to have a one-on-one consultation session to find out whether you are eligible for this program, please kindly leave your name, your contact numbers, and your email address so that we can reach out to you after today's session. And for those who are sitting with us today, so if you do want to have a one-on-one consultation after, just stay behind, then we'll arrange accordingly. Okay, so today we are broadcasting out of Singapore, where our headquarters is. AIMS started in 2006, and right now we have 10 offices in 8 countries across Asia Pacific. We offer an entire suite of services such as skilled migration, business and investment migration, passport programs, and relocation services. And this is our CEO, Mr. Pierce Cheng. He is the founder of AIMS, and over the last 5 years, he has been awarded Top 100 as well as Top 25 Migration Company CEO. And under his leadership, the company has grown from a single office with less than 10 employees to where we are currently. He's a firm believer of hard work, and he sticks to his belief: the harder you work, the unluckier you get. Our vision is a leading and reputable migration and relocation provider in Asia Pacific, and our mission is to achieve clients' migration and relocation dreams through our dedicated teams. This is our core value: PUSHED, stands for professionalism, utmost integrity, sincerity, human touch, empathy, and dedication. Why do we push? As migration can be very time sensitive. If you miss out by one day, you might not be able to migrate to this country ever again. Could be due to your age, migration policy, or health. So this could be a little bit extreme. However, this has happened to some people that we know. A good example will be when I applied for Australia PR. Back then, actually, there was no such things as invitations to apply. So I managed to lodge the application 2 days before the policy change. So this is the current policy right now. So if I know, if I didn't do it back then, I probably wouldn't be a PR today. And this is an overview of our presence offices in Asia Pacific, 10 offices in 8 countries. They are in China, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia, Malaysia, Myanmar, and of course Singapore, which is our headquarter. And we have almost 30 destination countries that we can help our clients to migrate to. The more popular ones are Australia, Canada, US, and Singapore. We also help our clients to migrate to European countries through investment or get a direct citizenship from the Caribbean countries. And currently, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand are the only three countries still accepting applications for skilled migration without needing you to have a job offer. So today, our focus will be on Australia only. Okay, so today we have 120 immigration professionals across 10 offices in 8 countries, and we have helped 18,000 families to migrate to a different part of the world. And although our focus will be on skilled workers, besides this, we also help investors, corporates, as well as entrepreneurs to pursue their migration dreams. We also help students to apply student visas to several countries, and of course, family visas for to reunite with their loved ones. So why should you choose AIMS? The most important reasons are because we offer a full spectrum of services like visa applications, relocation services, business solutions, and company relocations, as well as sometimes for banking and student services. And of course, there will be also a dedicated consultant looking after you throughout your entire journey with us. Okay, let's get to the topic. Why Australia? So Australia is known to be one of the countries that's ease of doing business and a lot of employment opportunities. Of course, there are some very, very good universities in Australia as well. And quality of life, I think this kind of scenery is probably hard to find in Singapore. And you can see a lot of this in Australia. And in terms of the education, if today, assuming all of us are foreigners to Australia, these are the education fees that is payable in, for example, Sydney and Melbourne. This will come up to approximately 190,000 for a typical pre-university education. So upon receiving a PR, most of these fees will be zeroized. In terms of savings, you will come to realize that you are actually spending maybe 10% of this to save another 90%. And in Australia, giving birth is actually almost free. Okay, if you're not an Australian citizen or PR, you are looking at paying 9,000 to 14,000 for the session. Usually, when you visit doctors as a PR in Australia, it is almost free as well. And salary, right now, Australia has a minimum hourly rate, which is $23 an hour. Okay, which come up to a minimum wage, $882 a week. So actually, for people who probably just finished their university or finished their study, they come up easily. They can receive 45,000 to 55,000 a year to start their career. Okay, so for some blue collar workers or technicians, actually the rate can go up to $40 an hour to $100 an hour. And cost of living in Australia, as you can see right now, houses like this, right? This one is actually 360,000. So 360,000 in Singapore, I think we can still get a house, but HDB flats, maybe 3 rooms. So these are the kind of sizes, comes with a very nice backyard and and car park, etc. So this is of course one of the cheaper one in Australia, but a few $100,000 you can get a very big landed places like this. Okay, so and a brand new car actually 21,000 drive away. So they don't have such thing as COE in Australia. So right now the COE is about 100,000 just for the certificate without even having the car. So these are the costs that you're looking at if you want to own a car or a house, which is very affordable. Okay, so this is the migration policy announced in May this year. Okay, total of 93,000 quota allocated for the skilled visa, which we are going to cover today. Okay, so this is an increase of almost 3 times in planning levels compared to 2021 to 2022. And July is the start of the financial year for Australia. So that's when the quota gets refreshed. This is for subclass 189, 190,491, which is something that we'll be covering today. As you can see the quota in the red box. So total you're looking at about 90, 92, 93,000 quota for this coming year. Okay, and with these planning levels, meaning the skilled workers are still very high in demand for Australia. When there's more quota, it means more people will get invited, and when more people get invited, more people will also apply. So later in the timeline, you will understand a little bit more. Okay, so we will talk about the general skilled migration program. So for subclass 189, 190, 491. So these are some of the general criteria. A lot of our clients had the impression that you must secure a job before you can apply for the visa, whether it's a PR or temporary residence. And in fact, it is not true. It is actually based on your skills, okay, whether it's in demand or whether your qualifications are accepted. So there will be no job offer required for this program. And if you're married and have children, you can include your partner and children below 23 years old for Australia. Okay, every family member in this application has to pass the medical check. And if one fails, the whole application fails. And police clearance is also required for those who are above 18 years old. Okay, some of the common criteria. There's an age limit. You have to be between 18 to 44 years old. So the moment you reach 45, unfortunately, you're not qualified for this program. You have to pass the skills assessment. So in Australia, there are a lot of occupations fall under different assessing authorities, and they may have qualification requirement, English requirement, as well as work experience requirement. So of course, we will be able to assess what are the documents needed for this skills assessment. Competent English, which is equivalent to IELTS. Everybody probably have heard of IELTS. 6, okay, in each of the listening, speaking, reading, writing. Or you can choose to do PTE, which is actually quite nowadays is quite popular for some of our clients. And minimum, you have to meet the passing mark, which is 65 points. Okay, so 189, subclass 189, 190, skilled independent or nominated visa, they are both direct PR, permanent residence. Whereas for 491, it's a 5-year visa, which you will be eligible to apply to convert to a PR after you've satisfied certain conditions. Okay, so the conditions are you have to live and work in a regional or designated area in Australia for at least 3 years and pay tax, okay, then you will be eligible to apply for subclass 191, which is to convert to a PR. Role swapping is allowed, meaning to say that today, if I were the main applicant for subclass 491, and my partner can still be the main applicant for subclass 191 because he or she will be the main person to live and work in regional area, okay, and convert to PR for the whole family. So this is another option. So how do we know how many points you have? Okay, for example, age. And if let's say the highest points you can claim if you were age 25 to 32, okay. Otherwise, most of our clients will still be able to claim 25 or 15 points and you're still qualified. English language competent, meaning 6 equivalent in IELTS, or proficient, which is 7, and superior, which is 8. And qualification, if you have a doctorate, PhD, 20 points. If you have a bachelor degree, 15, and diploma, you will still be able to, diploma or trade certificates, you will still be able to claim 10 points. So as long as these qualifications are recognized. So this is also something that needs to be done during the skills assessment process. And in terms of work experience, so if you have at least 3 years, you can claim 5 points and up to 15 points. Okay, if you have more worked in the same industry, same occupation for more than 8 years. So if you have ever lived in Australia before, okay, and this is something that you can claim points from, okay, 1 year you'll be able to get 5 points already. And other factors, for example, you study in Australia, 2 years full two academic years, you may be able to claim these 5 points, but it has to be physical study in Australia before. Okay, study in regional area, meaning outside of main cities like Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, and if you study anywhere outside of these cities, then maybe you can claim another 5 points on top of that. Um, Other ones, you can also choose to do a translation exam. Okay, so from English to your mother tongue and back to English, we will be able to check the language whether it is accepted for you. And if you're willing to do this translation exam and pass the exam, you'll be able to claim 5 points. Okay, if you're single, very straightforward, 10 points. And if you have a partner and your partner's occupation are in the in-demand list and able to pass the skills assessment, get competent English, can also get that 10 points. However, today, if your partner is probably over 45 years old or occupation not in demand, then he or she can still go for an IELTS exam or PTE exam, get competent level, which meaning 6, okay? Then your partner will still be able to contribute 5 points to this application. Nominated by the state subclass 190. Okay, so this one you 5 points for that, and subclass 491 will give you another additional 15 points. So do open to all different options because usually the higher points you have, the higher chance or the shorter waiting time for you to get the visa. Okay, so just the summary or the comparison between the three type of visa. 189 is a direct PR. Subclass 189, okay? You can stay anywhere in Australia and you also get to enjoy the welfare, the benefits. Subclass 190 is also a direct PR. The only thing is that, okay, because the state, just now you saw the state gave you the 5 points. So you have the obligation to stay in this particular state for 2 years. That is the minimum commitment you make to the state during the application. Okay, 491 is a 2 stages process. You get the temporary residence first, or we call it the provisional visa. Okay, and after you stay there and work there for 3 years, and you pay tax, then you may be eligible to apply for a PR. Okay, so of course 189, 190 is more competitive. Okay, so do open to your options. Okay, so how does this whole process work? So of course, before we officially engage each other to help each other in terms of this application, right? Engage our service, we will actually need to confirm you are eligible to apply. So we will have a consultation session to do the points test for you and go through a little bit more on the document side. And once it's confirmed, okay, then we will collect your documents for the skills assessment. Okay, depends on which assessing authority you fall under. Documents usually will be your identity documents like your passports, your birth certs, for your children, marriage certs if you're married, and of course your employment proof like your qualification certificate, transcript, your employment letter, your pay slips, tax statement, bank statement. Okay, and then once you pass the skills assessment, of course, together with your English exam results, then we can apply for the EOI, expression of interest, meaning you're in the pool. And in the meantime, we will explore different states for you to see which states that are open and you are eligible. Then we'll lay out all the options for you. So we do encourage you to open to different states because Australia is still very, very popular. Okay, so this processing time can take 3 months to 24 months to secure the invitation. The fastest invitation we have secured is within 1 day. Okay, so of course the client has very high points. Of course, sometimes it may take more than 24 months for certain clients. Okay, if the competition is very high. Okay, after you receive the invitation, you accept, and this is where we will officially launch the PR application or the visa application. Depends on which subclass it is, 189, 190, 491. And the processing time can range from 5 months to 24 months. Because subclass 189 right now is very fast, about 5 months, and 491 is the longest, about 22 months as of now. Okay, so actually, I'm not sure whether you know, as an Australia PR, you actually can live and work in New Zealand, and after 2 years of staying there and working there, you will also be eligible to apply for PR. So usually in our industry, we say one application for two countries. Okay, so that is the perks, but not the other way around. Okay, how to apply for Australian passport? So Australia is one of the most powerful passport in the world. So right now, the visa-free or visa on arrival access to 183 countries. In order for you to be eligible, you have to stay in the country for a total of 4 years out of 6 years. And you must be holding the PR for at least minimum 12 months. So during the COVID, all the application process has been quite slow. And finally, from last year, July, we do see some lights at the end of the tunnel. So this year, we have been receiving a lot of approvals and invitations. So these are some of the example, the approvals that you can see. This particular client who is single from Myanmar, okay, electronics engineer who managed to get a subclass 189. So meaning you can stay anywhere, which is a PR. And the points is actually 65 only. So only the minimum, then gotten the visa approval. The second one is also single enrolled nurse. Okay, this one is as a class 190, so meaning one of the state sponsored these clients through Victoria, so where Melbourne is. Okay, so the processing time took about 3.5 years because partly it was affected by the COVID as well. And the last one, 489 visa. So 489 is actually an older version of 491. Okay, very, very similar, but in terms of conversion to PR, the requirement is not as high. So this client, Vietnamese degree holder, construction estimator. So something similar to quantity surveyor. So his point is 75 only. Okay, so basically, it's just a very general introduction to you on how to migrate to Australia. I hope now you have a better understanding of how to migrate to Australia through the skill migration pathway. So do talk to us, and we can share a lot more with you based on your profile and advise accordingly. You can leave your name, your email address, and your contact number in the chat box so that we can be in touch with you after the webinar. Okay. Yes. Okay, so maybe I will just answer one of the questions that is on live right now. Is IELTS compulsory? Yes, this is something that to test whether you have competent English, that is the minimum. So usually for most of our clients who are very willing to take the IELTS exam because it's also a way to help to increase the points. Okay, so do you guys have any questions? If not, we can leave it to the end of this session. Maybe I can answer you. Okay, so we do help to settle our clients to Australia. So sometimes after, so when you get your PR, if you need some other services, for example, like how to find a house, or schools related, then do talk to us during the visa grant day, which is the day that we pass the visa to you. Okay, then we can discuss a little bit more on how to help you to settle in Australia. And of course, we'll be able to provide a lot more information on how to open the bank accounts and find schools, how to apply for some certain welfare if you're eligible, and license conversion, etc. So we will be able to give you all this information. Okay, thank you so much for spending this afternoon with us. Okay, so we hope that we'll be able to assist you with your migration journey. Just remember, the best time to apply is not when you want to, is when you are eligible. And thank you, and hope you stay safe. And I hope next time when we see you, we'll be the one to pass you the visa. And yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, we will stay on for a few more minutes. Just to type in your contact details, then we will be able to get in touch with you. Thank you, and hope you have a great weekend. Bye bye.